Hey everybody, this is Sergeant Soldier, and this is What's on My Mind. Hey everybody, it's Sergeant Soldier, and uh, this is an episode of What's on My Mind. I've got my cup of coffee for the day going. I can hear the vague hum in the other room of a 3D printer printing out some cool stuff that Jim Egner kind of laid on me in a big Tinkercad file. And I found a brand new spool of gray that he brought over, and I'm able to print several items on that nice little gift package that Jim gave me. The last, I don't know, I guess 8 days have been rough, I tell you. And just, at dialysis and having to deal with some just getting old health issues that I didn't necessarily. Hey, thanks, Mr. Hands. I appreciate you stepping in there. That have just led to a general depression, loss of momentum. Not completely, but I'm at 20%. As what compared to what I was just a couple of weeks ago, just going all at it. But I've managed to, kind of fit in little things here and there between a lot of napping and TV watching, and just it's been a slow couple of weeks. But I haven't done for naught. I've managed to make a full size one of these without it. I think this one actually broke, but it's been super glued back together. It's 3D printed. And then I've got a growing number of 60 millimeter mortars. And I want to design a tube. They come in a cardboard tube, and then there's these little patches of propellant or explosives, as we call it, on all the fins that you know take away too if you only wanted to go so far. If you wanted to go like several miles or thousands of yards or meters, you'd leave all four on and it would go way out there. I like to bring out old Steve Austin over there. He's sporting a pre op. I'm going to be making this into more of a Pacific hat, so it'll be lighter and like khaki on top. He is going to be being transferred to a new body pretty quick here, and I'm going to try to put in a new uh, elastic system to keep the legs tight. Right now, they're a little loose on him because this is the Mike Powers figure that came in. This week, Paul did his Live from the Man Cave show on Sunday. So that kind of kept me from putting anything out yesterday. One more shout out to Poplocks 4583. I'm sporting one of his hand tied, looks like fly tied 550 cord, 1/6 scale 550 cord bracelets. I'm almost done with my Joe Not Joe setup. I mean, in fact, I am done, but it sparked another because I bought several of the same figure in case when I cut the top of the figure out with a Dremel tool. If I messed up, I wanted to have another one, so I ended up with like four of them. But my son immediately looked at what I'm doing for my Joe Not Joe project and came up with a cool name for the next one, which I've almost got down. I ended up the paint job got. I tried to spray like a primer paint all in one in the rain, and of course it powdered up horribly. Gray always does. You got to do that in dry conditions, which I don't. I just don't have access to 24/7. Anyway, this is the slow part of the month when everything stops coming in, and the beginning of the month is kind of a desert too because everything is ordered, and I have made a lot of advance in my squad of Green Berets, and just like I'm kind of doing out off the movie thing. And then Greg Brown over at Cotswold did a video about their early war and Green Beret adopted duck camo and tiger stripe. And I'm going to be making Arvin troops, their Ranger Battalion with the tiger and the star helmet, and they have a patch on their shoulder that says the same thing about the Arvin. So that I'll have probably an equal mix, so another 10 of those, and so that means probably 20 Viet Cong at some point. So that's like an ongoing project. It's advances here and there. I'm not in a hurry to finish it, but it's going to be a big forward outpost attack scene with a jungle backdrop, and I'm going to probably get into green screening with that because I want to do the backdrop of like Quezon or some of the more famous hilltop battles that the Green Berets led the Arvin through. I'm talking about the South Vietnamese army troops that were called ARVN. Arvin is the kind of the nickname. Later in the war, they were not trusted, but earlier in the war, when they were being trained and led by the Green Berets, they fought off some pretty big odds of Viet Cong and NVA coming in on their position. So I'm kind of wanting to recreate that as a battle scene. So that's where all the 60 millimeter bombs are kind of going to. I want to get them in tubes and then the printed can of 60 millimeter mortar or ammo. It'd be like a crate and 2 cans or 3 cans or however wide it was. I'm going to do some more research into that, and I'm starting to work with Tinkercad and building a tube and trying to get that done first. And so I'm just going to kind of walk my way into it like I am. I'm walking my way back into 3D printing, doing a lot of more of it. I'm regaining my understanding that I had. I got into it, and then I got my father into it. Oh, also, I got a phone call from Matt Mcune up in Ohio, and he and I were fast friends early in my Army career, and then he went off to Ranger School, and then was there when we went to Panama, and we kind of we lost touch, we lost way, we lost our friendship with each other. And we get back together years later. It turns out he's got hundreds of guitar pedals and electric guitars. He's a Stratocaster fan, and I have a Strat and that I play, and Epiphone double P90. Forget what the nomenclature of it is. It's like the Cleveland or the Navajo or something like that. I don't know. Can't ever remember. But it's got a name to it. It's real hot running double P90 single coils, which I'm into. But my daily is my Gibson J45. Thank you, Mr. Hands, for picking that up, showing her off. That is reproduction out of Japan. After they bought Gibson, they started remaking the old J45s from the '60s. When it came out, I snapped that one up. Um, Now, starting at the beginning of the month, I'm going to be sending out some of these pistols. I think that the scope is too long. That part has snapped off on me already. Nothing the little super glue won't fix, but I'll have to keep that one. But I'd probably want to redesign this shorter so that it's bulkier and but that's more print time, etc. But Jim did such a real good job on these. That this is one of the I found a couple of green ones that I can pew pew with, and it's there. It is. It's got a light and everything. Anyway, I wanted to chime in just to let everybody know that I'm still here, and this seemed like a what's on my mind Monday, if I ever heard of one. And anyway, I'll see y'all in the funny papers.